Professor Banji Akintoye is trying to preach it from his own angle that Yoruba as a nation before Oyibo came, we are a nation and we know how to defend our territory. We hear the story of how Fulani and some people wanted to come to overrun Yoruba land, and what happened to them? We stopped them at Ilorin. Professor Banji Akintoye was telling us how many soldiers, how many battalion of soldiers was released from Abeokuta here to go and fight against the influx of Fulani. Yoruba nation, before Oyibo came, we fought war for we ourselves, we fought war for 16 years. Kiriji war, Ibadan people versus Ekiti, Parapo, Ekiti, Idesa, and the rest of them. And so we are not lazy. We just strategic in our own approach. So I believe sincerely that if we work together, if we forget our differences and shun self-glory, honestly speaking, we can achieve something we will not be able to imagine that we achieve this kind of a thing. Giving them quick notice will make everything go worse, but there are so many other ways we can use without giving necessarily proclaiming that we are giving them quick notice. The quick notice we are going to, I think Yorubas will give them, is not about go on board and another. We are giving you quick notice. It is our action that we give them quick notice. When we string into action, and anybody that is culpable, we deal with them. All of them, if they have equal assignment in Yoruba land, they will think twice and go back to where they are coming from. So we are, as Yoruba, that we know. Sometimes they usually surprise us, and they call short of our expectation. Instead of them to do necessary thing, they will come on social media and be ranting and be saying something. Those are the kind of issue that I have with Igboho sometimes. Igboho is a very brave warrior, it's very good, but when talk is much than the action, then there is a challenge. So at this moment, their strategy should not be made public. They should do their work underground and clean the land and give them quick notice without announcing. That's how to give quick notice. Not TikTok is cheap. I can come out and say, I give you quick notice. Yeah. And somebody that will give quick notice, he didn't even mind that somebody is talking. But when you take action, action speak louder than voice. That is my point on that.
What's your point on that? Yeah. We saw when Buhari was in power, we saw Igbo, wanting to wrestle against this Fulani herdsmen and this bandits. But Buhari, saw what Buhari government did. But now Tinubu is in power now. Do you not think is that time the government supports these agitators?
Let me make a bit a correction about Sunday Igboho. One of the things that I don't like much about Sunday Igboho is that the first thing that Sunday Igboho did was to defend Yoruba land against Fulani invasion. That time it was Akoni. But when he traveled out, when he brought about Yoruba nation, that is when he started having issue with government. Honestly speaking, I would have loved Sunday Igboho to use another person to make front, so that he will not be distracted from dealing with the Fulani. He will have left that agitation for Yoruba nation for Professor Banji Akintoye and his ally, and face of dealing with Fulani, cleansing the Yoruba land. It will say Sunday Igboho still maintain that line of dealing with Fulani banditry. Honestly speaking, government will have only little thing to go against it. Now, when he started agitating for Yoruba nation, that's when he have issue with the federal government, and they look for excuse to tackle him. It was Sunday Igboho champion local security in Yoruba land. Let's secure our land. It's not necessarily we go and buy AK-47. There are so much more before God come into this thing. People know how to defend themselves, and it's about if you shoot people, how many people you can shoot gun and gun will enter. That is the angle you should look at about Sunday Igboho. That's why that Amatekun, they don't give them sophisticated weapons. They are still making their efforts. So what if to say Sunday Igboho maintain that lane? Sunday Igboho will still remain somebody that will be moving freely in Southwest now. Now, the collaboration of Sunday Igboho with Amatekun and the rest of them will be able to form a formidable force against Fulani influx. And another thing is that, you know, when something like this happens, you will see division. Imagine Sunday Igboho and Iba Gani Adam, Sunday Igboho follower and Iba Gani Adam come together and form a synergy to tackle insecurity in the southwest. You know what will be the result? Yoruba will say, tí àgbàdo bá ṣáájú tí ọ̀ká bá tẹ̀lé tẹ́jọ́ là ń wọ́ bọ̀ lẹ́yìn ẹranko tó máa rí wọn tó máa dúró ó sọ wọn. When you have the line of three big python coming together at the same time, even if you carry gun, you will drop it. See, imagine the cooperation of OPC, Sunday Igboho, a follower, with the collaboration from our government and our traditional ruler. You know the kind of formidable force we are going to form. And this is the kind of a thing that Professor Banja Akintoye is trying to preach from his own angle, that Yoruba as a nation, before Oyibo came, we are a nation and we know how to defend our territory. We hear the story of how Fulani and some people wanted to come to overrun Yoruba land, and what happened to them? We stopped them at Ilorin. Professor Banja Akintoye was telling us how many battalion of soldiers was released from Abeokuta here to go and fight against the influx of Fulani. Yoruba nation, before Oyibo came, we fought war for we ourselves, we fought war for 16 years. Kiriji war, Ibadan people versus Ekiti, Parapo, Ekiti, Igesa, and the rest of them. And so we are not lazy. We just strategic in our own approach. So I believe sincerely that if we work together, if we forget our differences and shun self-glory, honestly speaking, we can achieve something we will not be able to imagine that we achieve this kind of a thing. Honestly speaking, we need cooperation and we need to sink into action to contain the influx of the Fulani in Yoruba land.
Okay, but me personally, I've seen where, you know, this Fulani, you know, or let's say those that are supplying cows, you know, from, you know, the north coming, you see, I don't know if you've seen it before, seen a lot of Fulani in that particular trailer where cows are being loaded. It's not that time maybe the Southwest governors come together and look for a means at which they try to.
I pray they will do that, but that is part of the planning that they are doing now. That they want to mount border. Yoruba want to monitor Yoruba border. You cannot just carry trailer full of cow and smuggling weapon and smuggling people. You and something like this. You know, well, the problem about Southwest Yoruba is that sometimes we docile until we see war or we hear rumor of war, we don't wake up. And it's supposed to be sinking to our head now that when our enemy don't rest, why are we resting? We're supposed not to rest, because let me tell you, let me remind you, that time during COVID-19, that time we usually hear news of how load of trailer coming in when they smuggle people with the cow and coming, and people were able to discover them, and we separate human being from cow, and maybe sometimes we send them back to where they are coming from. If you want to come to this part of the country, come with a clean hand. Don't smuggle weapon, don't smuggle human beings. So, and I think it's a time now for them to resume duty and check our border and not allow people just to be coming in anyhow. Because if you think that it doesn't concern you, the day that it will concern you, you will not know. Now, do you know what Makinde come out to cry out? He said because some kilometers away from where he is, bandits kill people there. Bandits kill someone there. Telling you that he now feel concerned that I'm no longer safe. That's what make him come out to cry out. If to say those people just go to one village and massacre them like 20 or 30 people, the Makinde will have just drive there, address them and talk like a senior boy, or go there and go and do crusade like late Obadari, and that will be the end of everything. But now when the governor feel threatened in his own state, you see immediately everybody come into, I mean, they swing into action. You have been seeing the meeting between the Amatekun and the security task force and every other thing, and I'm telling you that you are going to see results very soon. You will be hearing this, but I want to tell them that they should not lesser their guard. They should not let their guard be less. Every time Yoruba nation, we should be on guard because our enemy don't rest. Why are we resting?
Okay, but we know that one of the aim of the Fulani is to what, Islamize Nigeria, you know. But do you not think, you personally, do you not think that it's just like you said, if the Yorubas and the Southeast, if they are not, you know, together, and if they slip off, do you not think this Fulani, they might achieve their aim by Islamizing Nigeria?
They are making attempts. They have been doing it to some extent. Their efforts yield a bit in Yoruba land, because some of our Muslim brothers, it's not all of them that are liberated. Some of them are still mumu. Some of them still prefer to put themselves under Fulani so that they will remove, so that some of them believe that Yoruba, if Yoruba remain, it's like Christian dominate Yoruba in terms of education, in terms of appointment, even sometimes politically you will be wondering. Look at it, take for instance, all the governors we have in the southwest now, they are all Christian. The only one that just mixed is the Osun. That one was born of a Muslim. He had no to his name, just for identification. The guy is a Christian. So it can never happen in southwest that we have all the southwest and you will have a Muslim governor. The only way you can see it is it can happen in Ogun State. You can have a Muslim governor in Ogun State. You can have a Muslim governor in Lagos State. You can have a Muslim governor in Oyo State. You can still have it in Osun State, but you can't now have Muslim governor in Ondo and Ekiti. So it can never happen that you will have a Muslim governor in the 6 states of Southwest. So sometimes Muslim, they are feel threatened in the Southwest. So they now prefer to subject Southwest to the dominance of Fulani, so that through Islamic religions they will overshadow everywhere, and they prefer to, which is very, very stupid analogy, very, very stupid idea. When you subject yourself to an outsider, then they will take over everybody. The way they take over Ilorin has been taking over. The Christian Yoruba that are in Ilorin, they are voiceless. Even the Muslim Yoruba that are in Ilorin now, they pay their allegiance to Fulani. Ilorin has been lost. So we be watching on the whole Yoruba land lost to Fulani under the pretense of we are Muslim. Look at the one from Osun State claiming that he's an emir. It's a stupid word that Anoba. Yes, Oluwe of Iwo land. Iwo Omolodo Oba Omateni Gola Omateni Gore claiming that he's an emir. It's a disgrace to Yoruba nation. So does it mean that the emir position is bigger than that than the one that is supposed to be? The man is, honestly speaking, since he has lost, he didn't behave like a Oba, so I will not respect him like an Oba. He's a stupid guy, and I don't know. And yes, and some Muslim in Igbo, they prefer the way it's been, because they will say, oh, they are being liberated. They are not liberated, they are being enslaved. Religious slavery. The same thing. It's just that the way Christians do their own, where it's a bit different from Muslim. But go to this place too. Ogbomoso. Go to Ogbomoso, you see that their king is a pastor and he's not ready to listen to anything called traditional something. He prefer, when the king is started lying down for somebody that is not king, you can see that our culture, they are destabilizing. And Omatoba Solenu Osako Yako, these people that you want to copy, that brought religious to us, they are still respecting their king. Yes, Britain that brought Christianity, that brought all their ideas to us. Nigeria will not last. They are still respecting their king. They are still respecting their queen. Till queen died. Queen is the most powerful person in England. And the king, as it is now, is still the remain most powerful. Nobody can emerge as a prime minister without the support of king or queen. In England, you can remember that Theresa May, when she became prime minister, when she wanted to greet queen, what did she do? Spot like this, almost kneel down to tell you that they still have their culture, they still respect their oba, and when they want to share in this king, you see some of the authors of their culture coming out, bringing out a stone and ram. Is that what, does that one find in the Bible? It's not found in the Bible to tell you that they are still observing their culture and they are moving on. But here, they say our culture is not good. They say we are worshiping idols. But they came to Britain. Britain came to Benin and stole our artifact and took it away and go and use it to make money for years before they are asking some of them to be returned until Yoruba. I will be talking about Yoruba in particular because I'm a Yoruba man. Until our eyes is opening. Honestly speaking, I'm a Pembe.
What is your take as regards Makinde saying that people were killed just for bandits were killed some kilometers away from where he was in the hotel. What's your take as regards that?
Let me come here as a Yoruba man. And Yoruba will say, you as a governor, something like that happened. The next thing for you, where is to cry out. Well, cry alone is not enough. Then you should make a move and make sure that the normalcy return to Oyo State. Honestly speaking, Oyo State has been a vulnerable state in the southwest for a very long time. I think after Ogun State, it's Oyo State, then Ondo State, then Ekiti State as well, because those states they have a large forest where Fulani can reside. But Oyo is a very vulnerable state, and people of Fulani they concentrate upon Oyo. They have eyes upon Oyo. Most time, whenever they want to strike, it's Oyo that suffer most. Do you know how many number of people that were killed in Nigege? And they are still continuously killing people in that place. They want to take over that land. So to tell you that what Seyi Makinde need is beyond cry. Seyi Makinde, you are not a baby. Stop crying and swing into action and make sure that the normalcy is brought to Okeogun and Oyo State in general. That is my point.
The truth is finally out. Now that the Finnish government has declared the CDS of Nigeria, Musa, a terrorist now, what is the next phase of the lie? What lies can the government tell Nigerians? Now that Samonepa is no longer in the picture, because it has always been pictured that Samonepa is the cause of insurgency in Southeast, and now that insurgency has stopped in Southeast, and now that the Finnish government has vindicated Samonepa, that those sponsoring insecurity and terrorists in the country are those some persons in the military. Now, where would CDS Musa bury his shame? Because a group of people are saying we want to exit the country. Because the Igbos are saying they are tired of the contraption called One Nigeria. That this One Nigeria, it will not work, and then it has never been working. It has been a country full of lies, propaganda, and shame. That has always been how it is formed. So I am not surprised that the Finnish government has now come out to say CDS Musa is a terrorist for all the atrocities he has been, for all the atrocities he has committed, in disguise of pretending to keep one Nigeria, and that one Nigeria has caused a whole lot of catastrophe in the country. Just some days ago, a notorious bandit that was declared wanted was seen in Katsina State with top government officials going for peace talk. Between Mazi Samonepa and that terrorist, who is more deadly? But here we are today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention. Kanu is still in detention because of the Igbophobia, of the hate. If Simon Ekpa happens to be from the Fulani extraction, Simon Ekpa would not be a terrorist. I can beat my chest because we've seen Fulani militias that have been given amnesty. We've seen Fulani militias that have been integrated into the society. Now that Finland have written to the ICC, Nigeria should immediately hand over CDS Musa for custody, because the French government have done their own findings too, and they've seen that something is pushing under the ground, that this man has a connection with these Fulanis, has a connection with these bandits, has a connection with these terrorists. So if they are sincere, they should hand over CDS Musa to ICC for questioning. Because now that the French government has done their own conclusion, I've seen that CDS Musa himself is not innocent in this. Nigeria cannot pretend as if they are not aware that CDS Musa has been declared wanted by ICC and the Finnish government. No matter how they tend to die the matter, it is in the social media space. Everybody has seen it, that CDS Musa has been declared wanted by ICC and the Finnish government. No matter how the Nigerian government want to die this matter, but they are very quick to declare Simon Ekpa and IPOB a terrorist group. Now that the Finnish government and the ICC has declared CDS Musa a terrorist, why is the story not online? Why is the story not flying online? Because they themselves are also part of people championing insecurity and terrorism in the country. And that is why I say that anybody that speaks against the vision of the country, they will do everything possible to take that person off the hook. They will do everything possible for them to take that person off the hook. That is why I see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention. And the Finnish government, they were so gullible to be used by the Nigerian government. They were just too gullible. Because if they were not gullible, why would a country like Nigeria come to tell you that Simon Ekpa is the one sponsoring insecurity all the way from Finland, and you sit your ass down in Finland and you believe them? But there are some rumors that the envelope also change hand. You know Nigerian story now. You know Nigerian government, that Nigerian government, anything that Nigerian government cannot do to bribe does